So here I am in Cozumel, and I've rented this, well, I rented a vehicle, and this is what they came up with for me. How cool is that? When Adam and I were here for our honeymoon, well, he was always very, very good at finding things. He said, if you ever want anything, don't go and buy it, I'll find it for you. And so he just had a knack for finding things. And it was really helpful in his life and in our life together. Anyway, so we were on our honeymoon, and anytime we went away, first thing he would do is look for things in our hotel that might have been left by other people. And normally he would find something little, but this time on our honeymoon, he found $200 American. Now, I'm talking, this was a long time ago, so $200 American, that was a lot of money. It still is now, but that was a lot of money then. And it was all covered in dust. It was on top of a wardrobe, which was like almost right up to the ceiling. He just kind of felt around with his hand and came up with this. So it was found money, and what are we going to do with it? Well, it was the first time we had ever rented a vehicle. We decided, okay, we're going to do it. It's an island, it's safe, it's going to be easy to drive, and it was so chill back then. There's barely anybody on the road. So we rented a white tracker, Suzuki, I think, tracker. Anyways, a tracker, whatever that is. Anyway, it was white, and we could take the top off, and it was awesome. It was freedom. And we had it for 3 days, and I only had this one for 1 day, but we had it for 3 days, and we drove around and around and around and around the island. We drove every single road. We even drove on roads that did not really exist, that we were not supposed to, and we almost got stuck in this one place. At the northern tip of the island, there's a sandy road that nobody really uses, but we went up there and we kind of got stuck. So that was a little bit stressful. But then while we were already there, we got out of being stuck. We noticed that there were tire tracks. So we thought, okay, let's just go. So we went anyway, and we found this incredible beachfront bar type restaurant. And there was nobody there except for the staff. And so we had the whole place to ourselves. We had the beach to ourselves. It was the most beautiful, powdery, white, sandy beach, and it was just empty. It was just us. And whew, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was adventure. And for our honeymoon, Adam wanted to play it safe and, go someplace like Hawaii, someplace that he had already been before. And I always kind of pushed him. No, let's go a little further. Let's do a little more. Let's go off the beaten path. And that was the first time that he went off the beaten path. And we had the most amazing time. And I'm not going to filter this video or edit it because this is life. And I miss him. We had a hard time at the end, but he was my whole world and my children's father. And yeah, anyway, one of the reasons why I'm here is because of him. When we were together, he always said, no, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. We'll do it later. And he said, after I retire, we'll do all of these things. And he said, I'll be really pissed off if I retire and I die. And that's exactly what happened. And he died. He died with an unchecked bucket list. I've lost a lot of people in my life in a really short period of time. I lost my sister not that long ago, and we hadn't talked in quite a while, and losing her just felt, you put it off, you put things off. I lost my best friend, and he too, he put things off, he put things off, he put things off. And in my heart, I've always been one who doesn't want to put things off. But as time goes on, you find yourself starting to play it safe, especially when things get hard and you think, oh, there's not going to be enough, or I'm not going to be able to do this, so I'd better watch this, I'd better take care, I'd better, and you put things off. When I was younger, I always thought that I was going to die young, very young. And I did have, I came really close, actually I came really close a couple of times, but I came really close when Liam was just 2 years old. I had E. coli sepsis, and I was heading out, and there's a whole story there too, but I'm not going to get into that one. Adam was the one who saved my life. He's the one that lit a fire underneath the ER doctor's butts and got the internist to come. And he was amazing. And he said, why isn't this woman in the hospital on the IV drip? Because they were just bringing down my fever, sending me home. And at this point, it was like, this was life and death. And if it wouldn't have been for Adam, I would not be here today. So, why Mexico? Well, I have all kinds of different friends with all kinds of different beliefs, but here's mine. I know in my heart, it's not that I believe in reincarnation, I just feel it to be true. If you don't feel it to be true, I respect that. But for me, right from the time I was very little, I just didn't even question it. Even though I was raised Roman Catholic, and you're not supposed to believe in that. And I remember I had 2 Christian friends in elementary school, and I was talking about reincarnation as if it was nothing. And they said, oh, you're not supposed to believe that. That's not true. That's the devil's work, and blah, blah, blah. So I was really scared. So I just stifled that one. And as I got older, I couldn't stifle it anymore. And really, it was right around the time that I almost checked out that I just, I had some proof. It was my own personal proof. And again, you need to make up your own minds. I'm not trying to persuade anybody in any direction. Please don't even think that for a second. But for me, it's a thing. And there's something about this part of Mexico that just drew me. It just absolutely drew me here. And instead of putting it off, and instead of, stifling it and worrying, I'm on my own. I'm starting a new business. I got rid of my old business. My kids have moved out. I'm in limbo right now. And so, I know there's a few people who think, oh man, she's got so much money. Look at her doing all this stuff. Well, the truth is I don't. I really don't. But I'm following my heart. I'm following my heart and using my mind as well to stay as balanced as possible, not go, completely crazy. I'm not doing resorts. I didn't want to do resorts anyway. That's not my thing. My thing was to feel the earth, connect with the people, with the language, the culture. Ekbalam was one thing that called to me. Oh, it really called to me. And when I got there, I sat on top of the observatory. I played the hue, and I just had the most incredible experience. Just knowing that I had been there before. I could feel it. I could feel it. Maybe if you don't believe in reincarnation, maybe you could see it as I dreamed it before. Whatever works for you, I'm fine with it. But for me, I don't know, there's something here. There's something very special here. And instead of putting it off, and instead of saying, oh, I'll do it when I retire, because honestly, I'm never going to retire. I can never see myself retiring. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I just can't see that ever happening. I write, and I haven't done painting for a while, but again, I'm no more putting it off. I do workshops. I am capable of doing retreats. I have done so much in my life, and now when I leave Mexico, my plan which is in action, is to take my home, now that my children have moved out and the dogs have all been placed and it's just me, and I've got this beautiful place and a little piece of paradise. I plan to turn it into a retreat center / Airbnb, focusing on creative adventures. And so that might mean somebody wants to just learn how to live creatively, and I mean, that's great. There are little things that you can do. You don't need to be an artist. You don't need to be, you know, a super adventure seeker. You don't need to do anything like that. You just need to choose to turn, you know, left instead of right. Try new things. You know, even if it's scary, you know, take one step at a time. When I climbed the steps at Ekbalam, oh my God, I'm so out of shape. I shouldn't be that much out of shape because I've been walking like freaking crazy, but stairs, they've never been my friend. One step at a time, and I made it to the top. I'm terrified of edges, but I did it. I did it because I just took one step at a time. When it came to zip lining, I had never done it before. Again, fear of edges, but I did it and I felt wonderful, but I did it one step at a time. And so everything can be broken down to one step at a time. And even if we can't do our big things that we want to do right now, we can take a step towards it. So I'm not telling everybody sell your house and go on these big, you know, safari adventure, whatever, trips around the world. That's not what it is. But don't leave everything. Don't leave it all. Take one step at a time, because you don't want to leave with an unchecked bucket list. You don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and I don't want that for you either. So with all of my heart, I have been living this adventure for myself, for Adam, for Kathy, and for all the people who I've lost who didn't take those steps. So there's a lot more I could say, believe me. And you know, I'll probably post a few more videos, but really when it comes down to it, that's it. Live from the heart. Do everything with love for yourself and for those around you. Just live from the heart. And naturally, you will live an adventurous life, and your bucket list, you will just keep adding to it and just keep checking it off. And when it's time to go, you will be at peace. May the blessings be